Hello everyone, and welcome to our third orientation video where we will look at reflections and the level checks. Before we do that, you remember in the last video we talked about doing tasks. So if you want to continue with the task, click on My Tasks, and you can see here's all my tasks in progress. So I can click on a task to continue from where I left off. And also we have completed tasks. So this tells me that I have completed the Fall Feast task. All right. So after you finish a task, often your teacher will tell you to go to the reflections to assess your work and your learning. So click on Do a Reflection. And here we have the medicine wheel. There's 4 parts to the medicine wheel, 4 colors. Okay. If you hover over each quadrant, you can see a brief description of the medicine wheel. Basically, mind, spirit, emotion, and body. Now, clicking on the quadrant will open up some questions connected to that topic. So here I clicked on body, and so I've got questions related to my learning on the topic of body. So for example, question number 1 says, I know more about which environments, people, or activities can help me learn. So from the previous task, how much does this apply? So I can choose my confidence based on how much I think that this statement is true. Okay, and you basically go through all of the questions, choose the value on the Likert scale here. Okay, and then the final question is an open question. So here we have, what was the best learning experience you had during the task? Think about the environment, the people you were working with, the activity you were doing. So for example, I can write, I made a lot of new friends. Okay, pretty easy. And then I'll submit form, which will take me to the My Reflections page right here. Okay, and so it gives me a score of 71.7 on today's date with my sentence that I wrote. I made a lot of new friends. And in the My Reflections, we can see the history of our reflections. So if you want to look back, okay. And then if you want to do another quadrant, you can go back to do a reflection. And this time I could choose mind or spirit or another quadrant. Okay, and you can let your teacher tell you about that, which quadrants to do. And then also in the middle of the medicine wheel, we have a quill box, and this is an indigenous symbol and artifact that is used to keep valuable things. So you remember last week we talked about My Best Work. So clicking on the quill box will take you to the My Best Work page where you collect all of your best posts and things. Okay, so that's reflections. Next we have the level check. So I'm going to go to the level tab and click do a level check. Okay, and here I can choose my level. So from pre A1 all the way to C2. Okay. So let's say I'm going to choose A1. Okay. And then I'm going to choose the language that I'm learning. Okay. So English, French, German, Italian, or Ojibwe. Okay. So choose your language and your level. And then you're going to go through the questions and select yes with help or not yet. So for example, I can talk to others about my home country, family, schools, likes and dislikes. So for example, if I can do that in the language that I'm learning, I'll click yes. I can greet and say goodbye to people. Okay, maybe I'm not quite able to do that yet in the language I'm learning, so I'll say not yet. Okay, just go through the form and answer the questions about your language abilities. Okay, and at the end, if there's anything else that you learned, that you developed in the tasks that you've been doing, you can add a comment here. So for example, I can count to 20 in the new language. Okay, and you'll click submit once you're done the level check. Clicking submit will direct you automatically to my recent level. And here's where we have our radar charts. Okay, so the level check on the previous page is going to test you on 7 different language areas: spoken interaction, written interaction, mediation, listening, reading, spoken production, and plurilingual, pluricultural. Okay, so this is the last level check that I did. So you can see my plurilingual and my written interaction are quite high. Okay, listening is lower, reading and spoken production is lower. Okay, so based on your answers on the previous level check, your radar chart will fill up. Okay, and the other interesting thing is if you're studying 2 languages, so for example, the red is English. If I'm studying French, then the French will be a different color. So you can see your different languages in different colors on the radar chart. Okay, and then the level gallery is going to show you all of your radar charts from the different levels. Okay, so I've only got the one here, but if I've done more than one at different levels in different languages, I can add and have more radar charts and see my gallery here. Okay, that's the level check function. Okay, and then if I click on recent activity, this is kind of a summary of everything that I've been doing. Okay, so in the top left, there's a link to my plurilingual journey. Okay, so I can check my best work or my activity or my reflections from this tab. Okay, on the top right, I can see my reflections, the most recent in each quadrant. Okay, I can also again see my tasks, active and completed, and again I can click on a task to continue, and also my most recent radar chart, again English at the A1 level. Okay, and then finally, if you guys want to watch any of these videos again, just go to Get Started, and we have the orientation videos on this page here. Okay, so you can watch any of those videos again. Okay, now if you guys have any questions or any problems, any issues, the last thing you can do is if you click on the link that are team members, you can find me. Okay, and I go to the second page. My name is Michael Koslowski. Okay, and here I am. Okay, and you can just click message. So for example, I'll click on Sarah to send her a message. Okay, so I'd be happy to answer any questions, or if you're having any problems, please let me know. Send me a message, and I'll respond. Okay, so thank you guys for listening, and I'm looking forward to seeing you all on Light.